What's up, Rad family? Now that we made it into summer, Netflix might be that friend you're looking to spend a lot of time with. Whether you're trying to escape the heat or fill your blissfully free vacation hours, summer can be the best time to binge watch TV series. If you're new to this channel and just hit that subscribe button, we here at the Rad House like to stick to the creepier topics. So I did a bunch of research for you to compose a list of 10 horror-themed series currently streaming on US Netflix. I tried to include a little something for everyone to attempt to please fans of the many different spooky subgenres. These series are in no particular order, so let's get to it. Number 1, Scream. This is for those that dig a good teen slasher flick. Inspired by the iconic movie series, Scream the TV series follows a very similar concept. A masked killer goes on a rampage with their sights set on the local teenagers. But going into a bit more depth, the plot focuses on a town with a dark past. And after a recent cyberbullying stunt goes locally viral, it seems the evil is brushing off the dust to make a violent comeback. Playing out like an awesome live-action take of the game Clue, every episode will have you trying to guess the face behind the new mask, which, by the way, this new version of Ghostface does take a few episodes to take seriously. Thankfully, they do write it into the script for justification, so there's a reason for it. Number 2, Bates Motel. This is for those that are into the classics. A slow-building plot which is rich in detail and separate stories intertwined with one another that come together to reach a fantastic boiling point that leads us to our star, Psycho. Inspired by the cult classic movie Psycho, the series focuses on a teenage Norman Bates and his mother Norma as they search for a do-over in a quaint town as motel owners. But as you can probably guess, things don't go so peachy, and their presence kicks off a growing body count. If you're looking for a break from the untouchable, all-knowing killer and are craving a plot-heavy series, this show is here for you this summer. Number 3, Being Human. I know I said this list has a little bit of something for everyone, but this show legit encapsulates so many different subgenres that I recommend it to anyone that's into mythical creatures. A vampire, a werewolf, and a ghost walk into a townhouse. Sounds like the beginning of a lame joke, but it's actually the basis of the plot. This trio of supernatural roommates are bonded together by a common interest. They just want to live their daily lives as if they were still human. Obviously, that's going to be a lot easier said than done. This series is a beautiful mixture of different horror elements, and it ends up being a beautiful tale about humanity. It's about relationships, both platonic and romantic, and how adding a dose of the paranormal affects them. But don't go into this series thinking it's going to be all lighthearted. Shit hits the fan when the trio has to deal with things like the vampire mob coming to town, the characters' complicated pasts re-emerging, and all while trying to pay the bills. The series I'm recommending is the US version, but it is based off of a UK series of the same name that is also on Netflix. Number 4, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This series, if you haven't yet seen it, put it towards the top of your must-watch list right now. Inspired by the cult classic movie of the same name, which I highly recommend watching before the series, follows the story of a teenage cheerleader whose life takes a drastic turn for the not-so-normal when she discovers she's destined to be the next vampire slayer. Taking place in the capital of all evil, ironically called Sunnydale, Buffy develops a tight-knit group of friends, some human and some not, that join in on the battle to stop the darkness from taking over. This series has equal parts comedy as it does kick-assery, and there's even dramatic romances, because after all, they are still in high school. Number 5, iZombie. This show is for those that are into zombies and detective-style movies. The name originally put me off from the series, but one night I randomly selected it, and holy guacamole, I fell in love within the first episode. It's the perfect mix of comedy and zombies, and the emotions that tag along when one comes back from the dead craving the brains of their loved ones. Inspired by the comic book series, which is quite apparent in the layout of the show, the plot follows Liv as she tries to navigate her second chance at life as a member of the undead army. Having to abandon her original career, she takes up a job at the city morgue, where it's an open brains buffet. But her expectations of going under the radar are quickly dashed when her diet comes with a hefty side effect: memories from the brain's owner. And after her dinner comes from a murder victim, she decides it's her new mission to help solve their cases. Number 6. Slasher. I think of this series as the darker version of Scream. It's grittier, it's more gruesome, but follows a similar idea where a town was plagued by a serial killer years before, and the rival of the main character reignites someone's bloodlust. Following Sarah and her husband Dylan as they move back to the town where her parents were tragically killed 30 years before at the hands of the executioner. But she doesn't get the cathartic, peaceful return she was hoping for. Instead, she is met with a copycat killer looking to bring some buried secrets to light. And Sarah seems to be at the center of it all. But why? Well, you'll have to watch the series to find out. Number 7. Darknet. Inspired by a terrifying Japanese series, Darknet is a mashup of several different scary stories per episode that come together to form an intertwined dose of nightmare fuel. Every episode brings new creepy situations that usually end violently for the characters. If you're looking for a series that doesn't require a lot of investing into the plot, this show is sure to give you your quick fix of bone-chilling vibes. The series is connected to a macabre website of the same name, where horror fans can come together and talk about the episodes and other like-minded things. It's a really cool, modern concept for a series that is great to fill late-night boredom. Number 8. Haven. This is for those that dig shows that leave you asking a million questions after each episode. You begin out of the loop, just like the main character, FBI agent Audrey Parker, as she arrives in Haven under the pretense of a routine assignment. Once she begins to dig around for answers, Audrey is left to discover true motives, unearth buried secrets, and find out where she fits into all of this. Everything seems to be cloaked in mystery, but given it's based off of the novel The Colorado Kid by Stephen King, that should be the only thing to come as no surprise. Number 9. From Dusk Till Dawn. This show knows how to make sexy terrifying and adds a refreshing, unique spin on a horror staple. Inspired by the famed vampire flick directed by Robert Rodriguez, this series follows two criminal brothers on the run and headed towards Mexico. On the way and needing transportation, they take an unsuspecting family traveling in an RV as hostages. Shit really hits the fan when they make it to a bar run by a drug kingpin. You think that sounds dangerous enough, but the real fight for survival comes with the vampire horde that lives there. Since the series is created by Rodriguez, he has been quoted as saying this series is meant to dive deeper into the world of Mesoamerican, Aztec, and Mayan mythologies and how they would shape the rise of vampires. So if you dig the movie or even just its plot, this series is waiting for you to binge. Number 10. Salem. Now to finish out our list with some good old-fashioned witches. If you're hankering for a period piece that interweaves the paranormal, this is the show to check out. Taking inspiration from the historical Salem witch trials, the plot focuses on Mary Sibley, who is the head witch in Salem when the town breaks out into utter chaos, and the coven faces persecution from the townspeople when they begin pointing fingers. Attempting to defend her position and keep loved ones alive, this series is filled with tense moments, backstabbing, and the power dynamics that come into play when someone else wants to be on top. This plot is very thick with many layers, so prepare to spend quite some time watching and then digesting each episode. From teen slashers to vampires to witches, out of these 10 series summaries, I hope I was able to share at least one new title with you that you can go binge watch to your heart's content this summer. If that is the case, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up so that I know you liked it and I can make more videos that you'll like. And down below in the comments, we can talk about any other series that you have or plan on binge watching soon. I totally look forward to reading about them. Until next time, keep up the radness and I'll see you real soon. Bye!